So let's go ahead and talk about this whole situation where Lacy ended up responding to, this whole situation involving Rain and Temperrr, and he didn't really take too kindly to both of them claiming the term FaZe, even though they're no longer in the group.
FaZe Rain, FaZe Banks, FaZe Temperrr, do this, do that. Stop putting FaZe in front of people's names who aren't FaZe.
Also, yeah, I did see the fucking thing of Lacy saying like, oh, you're not FaZe, brother. I built this shit, okay? The only reason this shit worked out for you guys is because you guys took my brand. You guys all did it individually, did not have nearly as much impact. FaZe picks you up and all of a sudden you guys think you're them, okay? If you guys did it under a whole different branch that wasn't FaZe, I promise you guys would have done well, but not this well. So don't try and act like you did something off the brand that I built. Stop that, bro. Have some fucking respect. Have some fucking respect. It's not fucking cool. I fucking slaved myself in a world where nobody even believed in the vision, and I triple uploaded every single day for years to give you a brand to have this success. So suck my fucking dick or try to say that shit to me in person, bro, because you're not. You're going to act all friendly in person, and that shit is disrespectful, and you need to fucking know that, bro. You need to fucking know that. That shit is not fucking cool. I built this fucking shit. You can never, and I did it for free. You do everything for fucking money. We didn't pay Aiden back 10K. Tell people to fry the guy that built the brand that you're fucking thriving off of. Great job, man. You're a great human, Lacy. Dead ass, bro. Respect, bro. Holy shit. Respect. You don't even respect your fucking self. You took back a girl that cheated on you. You don't even respect yourself. How you gonna respect somebody else? If you don't respect yourself, how you gonna do it for somebody else? Stop it, bro. You think because you have money, you're not the same person you've been your whole life?
Now, this one of the things I can understand why, people are, including myself, putting the name FaZe Rain and FaZe Temperrr, even though, of course they're not in the group anymore, but they are the pioneers of that group, even though I really didn't know who they were until the likes of Lacy and others started joining up FaZe and became new FaZe. Like, I may have heard of some of them back then, maybe years ago, but, I didn't really know who they were until now. And I can understand, Lacy may look at it as, why are you attaching the name FaZe to this, PDF shit when we don't need that attached to our brand? And in terms of what Rain had to say, I think he should just, steered the conversation in a different direction, because he didn't have to talk about Lacy like some type of jealous ex or something. I mean, granted, we know now why he left, but even then, don't get me started with him, putting out that apology video, which is crazy in hindsight. Like, you're gonna apologize and then later on you regret making the apology video because it's been building up for years. And for you to say, oh well, you didn't know her age, I can kind of give you a pass for that. It's kind of crazy in hindsight, considering that he was in a 21 or older club when that 16-17-year-old girl he slept with was there. Even if you don't know, like, there's things you can find out and figure out that this girl is too young for you. How is she acting around you? What's her Instagram? That's something else to ask for if you can't get her ID. I mean, you're not going to ask for ID because she's going to be thinking you a cop or whatever. But just ask for her Instagram and it'll tell you everything you need to know. Also, if she looks young, she might be young. Just a thought. And people having this whole debate about, oh, like, you shouldn't really put the PDF accusation or label on anybody that mess with somebody who is of legal consent. Look, there's a difference between legal and morally correct. Morally speaking, and in a lot of different social circles and families, they look at it as some weird PDF file shit. If you out here being 20 anything messing with a 16-17-year-old. Now, it'd be one thing if you're 18 or 19 and she's 17, then ain't nobody gonna give a fuck. But this ain't that. And this is one of the things it can make an entire organization look crazy. Now, because of all this, you had different FaZe members like Adept and K-Sign who end up speaking on the matter. And then the official page for FaZe end up posting a response to this whole thing.
Tommy and some shit that happened with Tommy, and just to let it be known, this is something I had no knowledge of. I didn't know. This is not something anybody ever came to me and knocked on my door and was like, yo, Adapt, you gotta handle this shit, bro. This is on you. No, that's never been the case ever. And to be completely honest with you, I was on the phone with Rug about this yesterday, and I used to feel away because I never got that founder title. And Rug is in the same boat as me. We never got stamped like that, so there's a lot of conversations that we just weren't a part of. A lot of rooms that we weren't allowed. Take the headset off, that's good comms. That we weren't allowed to be in, right? Because we aren't founders. We were never given a founder title. And for a long time, I felt away about that. I was like, I don't know if this is right, like whatever. I look back at that shit as a blessing. Thank God, right? That I got excluded from all of this bullshit, bro. And now it's, what, a decade plus, and now it's on the internet. And if you want to know how I feel about it, I think the whole situation's wrong. I think everything's wrong. Top to bottom, no matter how you cut it up, it's wrong. I think how it's being handled is wrong. I think it's how it's being continued to be handled is wrong. I'm sorry if I'm tripping over my words, but I'm normally not ever on here on no serious shit like this. If I have issues with someone or a problem or something where I feel very strongly of, I will go take it up with them. I will hit them. I'll call them. I'll do that. So sitting here seeing how it's handled is fucking heartbreaking. And I have to just be honest. Seeing people who I grew up with, who I grew up idolizing, and then who I became friends with and became a little brother to all of them. Now it's years later and this is what's happening.
There's times where sometimes I even question. I'm just keeping it really real with y'all. I'm like, I'm a FaZe member. I've been here for a long time. I helped build this back up. I've been a lot. I support our esports more than anybody. Anybody. And then there's times where I'm like, damn, bro, is this really? Do I feel like I'm part of this, bro? Do I feel like this is my shit? I'll be going through some mental shit, bro. A lot of this FaZe shit. And it obviously what happened with Tommy, like, happened with what's going on, obviously, with Norden. And Norden's a FaZe legend, whether people hate him or not, bro. Like, I would always feel that way. But I do wish there was some separation between new FaZe and old FaZe. I do feel like a lot of the shit that's happening right now is dragging down new FaZe, no doubt. I think it's unfair.
And in response to this, maybe not directly, but it says, we the boys want to make it clear to everyone that this list is FaZe. Anybody outside of this list is not associated with FaZe in any way. Adapt, Apex, Jason, Jeff, Kason, Lacy, Rage, Replays, Ron, Rug, Scope, Silky, Swag, Zuma are pro esports teams. All other former FaZe members have no current affiliation with the group. Now, outside of Adapt, Jason, Kason, Lacy, Rage, Ron, Rug, Scope, Silky, I really don't know some of these other people that is mentioned on the list. I'm not gonna lie. But I can understand wholeheartedly why they would want, the group disassociated and disavowed with this whole controversy that's been going on. And you can tell by the way Adapt and Kason was talking, there was something going on behind the scenes at FaZe. Just nobody knew what it was. And I guess at this point, the cat's out the bag. I just don't think that the older FaZe members shouldn't look down on the new FaZe members like, oh, we built this shit, da-da-da-da-da. Keep in mind, y'all handed this group to them on a silver platter. Some of y'all left under your own volition and not having really anything to do with these PDF file accusations. This is one of them situations, all in all, you can understand everybody's frustration with, certain people having the FaZe name attached to older members. But still, like, those are people that were a part of FaZe back in the day, even though I really didn't know that much about FaZe outside of them being some type of esports team. Regardless, I hope this don't really draw up any friction with any of the new FaZe members, and I hope people don't be looking to Max and try to say, hey, is this whole thing the reason or one of the reasons why you left FaZe, or is this all news to him as well? Like, but I can only imagine his name is being drugged through this, and people probably been hitting him up left, right, and center, asking him questions about this whole thing. Did he know? Did he hear anything about it of the sort? Questions that we may never get answers to, because Max probably just wants to distance himself from that as much as possible, especially now, and just focus on him and 5-star and his in the boot streams and go up from there. But with that being said, y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.